Unstacking. How does it work? Imagine that all the trips are stacked into tall piles, but when the bids are processed, there are still days where there are piles that are not gone. These are the stacks. The flying has to be covered, so now trips have to be forced onto people's schedules. Unstacking rebalances the leftover stacks of trips in order to cover the operation. When your bid is unstacked, it happens in two phases. During phase one, the computer only looks at the slice of days where unstacking has occurred. It reads your bid from top to bottom, looking for any available pairings during those days until you are no longer legal for anything else or until the stack has been satisfied. During phase two, the computer goes back to the top of your bid sheet to begin to build the rest of your schedule award. In order to make the rebalancing act of unstacking a bit less of a surprise, bidders can choose to use an unstacked bid sheet. This is especially important if you are trying to ask off popular dates that others are likely trying to ask off as well. Just remember that it's never a bad thing to use an unstacked bid sheet because your unstacking bid sheet is only considered if unstacking is triggered at your seniority. If you are holding everything on your main bid sheet and all the trips in your base are being covered naturally, the computer will never look at this sheet. When you choose to add an unstacked bid sheet, the first thing the computer is going to do is ask you two questions. The first is for phase one. Do you want to start with a copy of the bid sheet you already have? If you do that, you do need to remove your days off requests and you need to add pairings on the days that you might be unstacked. The other option is to start with a blank bid sheet. This can be helpful if you just want to select specific flying on the dates that you might be forced to fly. The second question that it asks is for phase two of the unstack process, when the computer already goes back to the top of your bid sheet. Do you want it to stay on your unstacking bid sheet, or do you want it to return to the top of your first bid sheet, or maybe your second bid sheet? Unfortunately, there are some hard truths about having your bid unstacked. If you are unstacked on certain dates, you will not be able to hold these dates off. It is better for you to bid your best case scenario for being at work than not bid these days at all. If unstacking happens for more than a couple of days in a row, we have seen it last for sometimes 7, 8, and even 9 days during Thanksgiving and Christmas. You do still have to have a legal award. So days off will happen, but the people in your seniority group are in the same situation as you. They're also having trips forced onto their schedule. So even if somebody else got your favorite day off and you didn't, that doesn't necessarily mean that your award is unfair. If you have questions, always reach out to the scheduling committee after the fact and we can do an audit. Unstacking is very unpredictable. Even your scheduling committee doesn't know when it will or won't happen until the award process has begun. Overall, having a realistic bidding strategy will always give you better results than trying to avoid the inevitable. Now for some frequently asked questions. How do you know if you need an unstacking bid sheet? What if I'm not planning to ask any specific days off next month? Do I still need an unstacked bid sheet? The answer is no. If you are already bidding to work any day of the month, there are very few upsides to spending time building an unstacked bid sheet. What if I really need a certain day off, but I'm not sure if I can hold it at my seniority? Do I need an unstacked bid sheet? The answer is yes. This is exactly why unstacked bid sheets exist. If you are senior enough to hold that day off and there is not unstacking at your seniority, the computer will only look at your regular bid sheet, and on that bid sheet, you'll ask that day off. If you are unstacked and you can't hold that day off, then on your unstacking bid sheet, you will want to include trips that either report early enough or late enough that they might accommodate the plans that you are trying to bid around. What if I just copy my regular bid sheet as an unstacked sheet and leave it unchanged? I'm covered, right? The answer is no, not necessarily. The computer will search all the way through that sheet looking for legal pairings, even if it has to go to all remaining pairings at the very bottom. If you're going to take the time to build an unstacked bid sheet, it's best to be intentional about the dates that might be unstacked so that you like the flying that you are assigned. This is a question that we hear all the time. I need a day off no matter what. Do I still need an unstacked bid sheet? The answer is yes. Seniority still matters, even if you're senior enough to hold good quality trips, but too junior to avoid unstacking. So it's best to build an unstacked bid sheet that contains flying that others might want to take off of your hands. This will improve your success during the add, swap, drop portion of the month. But unfortunately, if you are being unstacked, you might still be awarded something on that day. You will just have to be responsible to get rid of it after the fact. Is there anyone that can check my work and help me get this right? The answer is yes. This is what your scheduling committee is here to do. We know that unstacking is very confusing and we are here to help. You can always email us at scheduling, DEN, or scheduling, TPA, or even scheduling LAS. Whatever your 3-character base code is, it's scheduling at afafrontier.org. We are here to help you and make sure you feel confident in your bidding efforts. Thank you for watching this video on unstacking. There is a reason that unstacking sounds like a 4-letter word. It's not fun. We don't like it. But hopefully you feel more prepared now that you understand Unstacking 101.